let's talk about what is going on. You're no longer on the Fighter and the Kidz.
Bro.
What happened?
I know everyone wants to know the unknown, but let's just talk about the known first.
Yes.
Right.
You have your podcast, the Cutting Weight.
Shout out to
Cutting Weight.
Yeah, Cutting Weight podcast, the Weight Cutters and Babies. You know what I mean? With me and my guy Justin Elliott. And again, let's just talk about the known first before we get into the unknown. They said they come on Monday morning. It's like, yo, Malik B, he's fired, and started laughing, right? And come in, and I would never do that. You know, that's poor character on their parts. Right. I mean, and again, you watched the show, right? Have you watched the show?
Yeah. I saw. I probably catch like one. You know, I went to high school with Chappelle. Yeah. So anything he does, I try to support. But I caught the beginning of that episode. Yeah,
and again, that's all you should have watched. But then he tried to come back and talk about my work ethic. Now I want to talk about, the things that, what you see. Let's just talk about what you see in front of you. If you watch the Fighter and the Kidz, right? Let's talk about people's characters. Now, I kept it professional the whole time.
Right.
You never would see me, talk over anyone. You never see me like interrupt anyone or have a negative attitude.
Right.
Just like I'll come on your podcast, very positive. I do that every time.
Right.
But then you got these guys that turn their back, talk over you, don't acknowledge you. So I'm just sitting there sometimes. I'm like, man, and I don't, when people have poor character, I don't feed off that. Right. I like positive things. Like you would like positive things around me. So again, I just to go off that. And then you can always ask, like, I'm happy they brought Brian Callen back. I'm happy about it. But I've been with Brian the whole time.
Well, I do remember him talking about you on the podcast before he was off of it.
Bro, Brian, I've been around Brian. Brian knows I don't talk behind anyone's back. It's no knowledge of me because he knows my character. Right. And I've been around, like, even when he was in the situation, he was, before he had to left, like, once he left the show for the allegations, I always spoke highly of Brian. Because when he was around me, I was like, bro, he was a man of his word. He did what he said he was going to do. Right. And I love that. His character was impeccable. And then people would ask me about, like, why, what did he do? I was like, I don't know. That's not my affair. I don't speak on that. Right? I'm just telling you how I dealt with Brian Callen. Right. And Brian Callen can attest. You can go ask him, like, what kind of character Malik is. He don't talk behind people back. Right. He don't do that. He's a man of his word. And if he doesn't, that just speaks on his character. But again, I'm pretty sure he won't because he's a great guy. I can't say the same thing for those guys over there. You know what I mean? Because again, what you just, like I said, just look at the known. Look at people's character. I'm always professional. So when you talk about, get on there and start, he got fired and start laughing, that's unprofessional.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, come on, that just shows, and then just like that's a negative. I mean, if they want to be negative like that, let them be negative. And I don't feed off negativity. I'm not a negative dude. But if you clap back and stuff like that, like, you know what I mean? You put like a smut on my rep. I don't like that. And I got to clear these negative vibes like, yo, Malik be lying and all that. No. Oh, you go to my podcast, a lot of people are like, yo, Malik is so different over here. What's it over there? You know what I mean? Because I was like, bro, you go to an environment and it's just so toxic. You know what I mean? It's just like, yo, even if off camera, I'm always professional. Right. And then you just carry that and you just hurt your own podcast. So I'm going to speak on that. But you know what I mean? I don't really vibe with that kind of, people, because then we are in the comedy world. We got to see these guys, and I'm a guy that, like, I'm authentic. Like, what you see is what you get. I'm a stand-up dude. I have principles. I have valuables. I don't talk behind anyone back. I don't do that. Even if they did that, I'm like, man, you will not see any text message of me talking behind anyone back. Right. You know what I mean? Even when they did, I'm like, man, I don't got that. That's none of my affair. I don't like gossip. I don't talk behind people back. So that's the whole environment. So I just want to get that negative picture out of like, yo, Malik got fired and they started laughing. Like, Kev, if I come on here and was like, yo, so Kev was like, Kev, you'll never do that, but Kev cheated on his wife. Right. but they're doing, he's gonna be they're gonna work it out and stuff like that. You'd be like, motherfucker, what? Right. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think of you. And I was like, man, okay, cool. But then I gotta clear all that around my name. Because, you know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't want any negativity around my name. And again, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you read the comments, which I'm sure you've read, a lot of people would say that you put up with a lot of